Day 7 of trying to do bioengineering was, pretty uneventful. I was going to try to do this experiment where I do electroporation. So, electroporation is a more efficient way than heat shocking of introducing a plasmid into bacteria. The problem is, I made this media and then I was trying to incubate it to mid log phase, which is apparently very important. But I was noticing contamination in it and I dropped the whole thing yesterday. I was just so discouraged. I guess it's probably a little bit of a rite of passage to get contamination. By the way, right here, this is hilarious. So those cuvettes are made of polystyrene, and I knew from the past that acetone works really well to get rid of Sharpie marks, but I didn't know that acetone dissolves polystyrene. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be a good person, and I'm gonna reuse these cuvettes because they're like $1 a piece, and it seems so wasteful to throw them away. And then they just melted and I had to throw them away. So that wasn't very good. But next time I'll just use 91% isopropyl or something. But anyways, uh yeah, so I got this anyways, I feel like I understand the electroporation protocol now, which is nice. So I know what to do. But getting that contamination, and I gotta say, in general, waiting for things to incubate to mid log is like super annoying. I wish um I could do something about that and just like always keep some media at. I wonder actually if I take some mid log stuff and put it in the 4C fridge, if maybe it will stay at mid log for a while. Because it's so annoying to have to wait and wait and wait. Because, like today, if I want to redo this experiment, because I put some of the LB that I think is contaminated into the 37, and today I'm going to check if it's contaminated because I saw these floaters and I saw some stuff that just did not look right, so I just threw it all away. It seems so wasteful. The other thing is today, since I probably won't have time because I have to make the LB, and then if simultaneously I'm going to make some LB auger because I need some new plates. Um, um, but then that'll take an hour. Then I need to, grab a colony and incubate, and that'll take like 3 to 5 hours. Given the data that I have, the 37, it takes like 5 hours to even get it to start getting around mid log. I did incubate some of that yesterday, but the results were just so terrible. The pellet of cells was so small that I kept sucking it up during resuspension, or not resuspension, but during the discarding the supernatant phase or step. And even if I tried to just pour off the liquid, it would leave way too much. Uh, but I do have a pretty nice protocol written up for doing. I mean, not that I know it's going to work, but I've seen pretty confident it's going to work because Derek gave me a protocol for doing it, and he washes it in just normal DI water. And Gemini, because ChatGPT refuses to give me any guidance on labs, Gemini gave me some improvements that I should use instead of just water. I should use 10% cold glycerol because it reduces the osmotic pressure against the cells. So basically, this is just me just trying to understand a new protocol. Um, you know, so okay, so I think I'm starting the incubation, but I think those are contaminated because whatever. I was seeing some weird stuff. Um, but yeah, so this is a pretty chill day. I kind of wish it would have worked last night, but I'm choosing to think of it as a rite of passage, as everybody gets contamination at one point, and this is just a week into it. This is my first experience of having something go totally wrong and having to do it again. But yeah, it's just waiting for incubation that's so annoying, and I would like to know strategies of how to just get around that. So here I'm making a glycerol 10% glycerol solution so that I can wash my stuff in. And then I was checking out the electroporator to see what I need to do. It looks really easy. Um, I mean, it's pretty an amazing device that you can use. Oh yeah, one thing that I guess I should say is you can use 1 microliter of plasmid, and now that doesn't really make sense unless you know the concentration of plasmid. But on I actually streamed from here for the first time. It was pretty fun. I couldn't really use the webcam all that much because I just didn't want to get other people in it. I felt like that was not right. But we did the math and figured out that in given the concentration that I had of plasmid, which was about 100 nanograms of plasmid per microliter, and that the P-Glow plasmid has about 5,300 base pairs, we can compute that in 1 microliter, there's about 16 billion plasmid molecules. So it is pretty amazing that, it's pretty high concentration, I would say, and that you really do, for electroporation, only need 1 microliter. But for the heat shock, you needed like 10 microliters, which means 160 billion plasmids. So the transformation efficiency is quite better. Anyway, so I'm going to just take another crack at it today. One other cool thing is I'm going to try to use this thing that they showed me called the plate reader, which apparently can do incubation for each well in a 96 well plate. It can set the temperature and it can also shake it, and then it can record the OD 600. So I'm going to do like today, because I don't have time to do the electroporation, I think I'm going to do a massive growth curve experiment because I was not satisfied with the results.